Why do they hate you? Why do they not like you? What do they despise about you? Welcome back to Tarot Academy. I'm Spencer as always. It's nice to see you again, students and alumni. So today we're going to be doing a simple pick a card reading. We have 4 piles, 4 stones. The first pile, pile number 1, represented by this beautiful green aventurine. Perhaps they envy you. That's why this stone is green, the color of envy, the color of money. Maybe they want to take some of this from you. Pile number 2, this beautiful rose quartz, delicate, fragile, emotional, and very, very pretty. Perhaps they envy your natural beauty. Maybe that's what they want to take from you. Finally, red jasper, pile number 3. Perhaps they are envious of your temperament, envious of your ability to press forward, your ability to manifest, and your success. And every time they look at you, they see red. And pile number 4, last but certainly not least, lovely black onyx. Black, probably like their soul. This will be pile number 4. So, take a moment, figure out which energy resonates with you. There's timestamps in the link below if you want to skip ahead. Otherwise, stay tuned. Pile number 1, green aventurine, will start right away. Perhaps it's because this individual despises your sex, your gender so much. The fact that you're a woman, he can't bear to pay you the right amount. He holds... So, pile number 1, green aventurine. Let's see what the cards have in store for you. This is going to be a simple 9-card spread reading. And we are, of course, incorporating reversals, as you can likely see by the mess spread. Now, we do not salt the deck with our pick-a-card readings. We don't pre-stack with a favorable arrangement so I can read exactly what you want to hear. We tell you what Spirit wants you to hear, what you need to hear, not what you would like to fool yourself into believing you need to hear. That's not our objective here at Tarot Academy, and that's not what any good reader should do for you, especially given the rates I charge personally. So, let's see what Spirit has to tell you. Let's see what the universe wants you to know. Why does this individual hate you? Why does perhaps this group of individuals hate you? Why do they sneer every time your name just comes to their head? Why do they gag with revulsion every time they see your face? What is behind the malice? What is the devil in the details? The demon behind the mask? That's what we're going to be asking today. So, I'm not going to speculate, actually, on the initial energies. I certainly could, but I don't know if I want to. Let's see what their first card is. Ooh, okay, the Page of Cups, upright. So, with the Page of Cups, we have youthful energy, childlike energy. Obviously, the cup, this is an emotional energy. This is an emotional suite. The cups are the suite of emotions. So, in numerology number 2, femininity, we see the representation of Pisces here. Do you see the fish in the cup? This is an old belief. There's an old belief held here. Pisces is reminiscent of the Catholic Church. It's reminiscent of ancient Christianity. Remember, Christians see the fish as the symbol, ancient persecuted Christians. Remember when Christ turned the fish and bread into thousands of portions to feed the masses. We see the Catholic Church, the fish is an important symbol. So the fish in the Page of Cups is emblematic of ancient dogmas, ancient beliefs, a very old way of thinking. So perhaps because you're a woman, they look at you, or if you're a man, you have more feminine energy, they look at you as weak or having no place in the workplace, or perhaps you have no place in this particular job because of your sex, because of your gender, or because of your femininity. It is a very, very ancient belief, old held, obviously not appropriate, but this is how they see you initially. They look at you as a childlike, emotional female who has no place in the current position, and as such, they totally disregard your opinion. They completely disregard everything you have to say. That is the initial energy of the Page of Cups, and it's fitting that we bring out sexism and, in some case, even ageism right off the bat here. We simply trot that out right away during a reading about why somebody dislikes you or what they think about you. Now, let's see what your second card has. Ooh, okay. The Nine of Cups reversed. And remember, I'm drawing from my perspective and flipping it for your perspective. So this to you is upright, to me it's reversed. So the Nine of Cups reversed. What do we see here? We see, again, another emotional card, another emotional suite. We have a jealous man, and I'm going to flip it so you can see. We have a jealous man sitting before 9 emotions. This man considers himself Lord of the emotions, the king of the castle. What he says goes. His interpretation is right, your interpretation is wrong. And it's not only because you are a woman, it's because he is simply one of arrogance, one of greed, one of ego, one of pride, and one of material possession as well as emotional manipulation. This is a very dark triad, very Trumpian-esque figure, one who believes that he hath do no wrong, his shit don't stink. There is no scenario in which someone will be right other than him. Even if he is wrong and they are right, they will suffer the consequence. Think, in another Trumpian example, every time Trump brings somebody qualified onto his cabinet and they stand against him, they are removed. You can see this figure as Trump and the bodies, the careers of those he has hired who have spoken out against his idiotic policies in the background, like trophies, heads mounted on the wall of a hunting lodge. That's what we see here. Now, obviously, when we drew it, this energy was reversed. So this is someone whose beliefs, whose king of the castle mentality, is going to be coming crumbling down, likely relatively soon. This could be because you're going to excel in some sort of assignment that they themselves would not have excelled in, or they themselves would do a poor job in. That could quite likely be the scenario here. And as such, the little smirk they wear when this card is upright, you turn that upside down, it becomes a frown, it becomes displeasure. And that's what's revealed here. So, congratulations on being a different sex and excelling. It's almost as though that is impossible for this individual to comprehend in the context of your relationship, and that is why they despise you. Well, the Three of Wands, upright. Again, this individual is being forced to look at things through a new perspective because of how you have excelled against his wishes, against his pleasures, against his expectations, and against the expectations of those he has poisoned into thinking the same manner as he thinks, into thinking the same way. Imagine you're a toxic individual and you excel at spreading that toxicity, especially when it's about a third party whom these higher up individuals, whether it's a profession, family, friends, group, etc., they don't exactly know you, so they can only take on authority what this person has to say. Right or wrong, they still have to take it, even with a grain of salt. It influences their opinion. And as such, these individuals are looking at your achievement through the prison of what this prior individual, what this man has built, this negative reputation about you. He has manufactured this prison. However, you have excelled, remember. So that is why when they look at you, when these third-party people, when these other people look at you from this new perspective, there is no bar in front of their eyes. They are seeing through the lies. They see right through these lies, these fabrications. This individual has attempted to make others despise you, yet it appears he's failing miserably. Now, we still have many cards left to draw here, but the reality of the situation is you are excelling so greatly in your particular field, in your particular institution, whatever it is, your friendship, your relationship, your familial background, your setting. You're just doing damn well here. It's truly, you should be applauded. This would be a fantastic 3-card mini reading. If you want a free mini reading as well as a birth chart, you can scroll down to the link below. Do that after the reading. We still have 6 more cards to go, remember. But if you like what you've heard so far, do me a favor, just hit that like and subscribe. Without further ado, your 4th card. Again, you see, I've been reading tarot for so long now, you begin to preempt the deck. And as a result, the deck rewards your precognition with not what is only obvious, but what perfectly exemplifies, particularly the Nine of Cups, for the physical archetype of the figure, but also the Page of Cups and the emotional archetype of the figure. And then, of course, the Three of Wands. Well, we were speaking of Trumpian aspects and seeing through bullshit. What the hell is this? Is that the Emperor reversed? My God. Is that Donald Trump seated on a crumbling throne? Is that the individual who judges you by your gender, by your appearance, by perhaps the many flaws all humans have and should be overlooked by other people because that's what polite society does? Is that this individual and their backwards, arcane, Pisces-era ancient beliefs crumbling? Is that the stability of, say, perceived sexism and workplace injustice being turned upside down? Is that what the Emperor represents here? It certainly represents that in conjunction with the Nine of Cups and the Page of Wands. It's actually disgusting how accurate tarot becomes. Sometimes I get repulsed by what I see, because it's first and foremost, it's too common sense, but second, the deck is just always so accurate. We see the Emperor upright, and not in this context of hatred. He would represent stability, power, expansion, the old ways of doing things, hard work, short-sightedness, temper, my way or the highway, authority, big on authority, really big on authority. But of course, reversed, and in this context, it indicates the crumbling of the old ways. Remember, this individual despises you because they don't think that you're qualified to be in their position, in the position that you currently hold. They don't think that you should be there by virtue of your sex, your appearance, your femininity, etc. There's no justification for you not being able to be there. It's just all superficiality, and the Emperor reversed indicates the destruction of this past-held negative belief. Again, the Nine of Wands upright. Now, let's do a little numerology lesson for you. 9 is the number of completion. I myself am a 9 life path. This is why I do a 9 card spread, typically, when I do my readings. Now, what do we have here? We have an individual in a prison, a male individual, prison of wands. He leans on a wand for support. He has been wounded. You see the headband? This individual has been hurt somehow. It's likely that this person that hates you, this person that holds you in such prejudice, that holds you in such negative regard, they are currently sitting back licking their wounds. Remember, earlier we had these individuals, these higher-ups, these other people, these third parties, these other friends, other neighbors, perhaps other family members. They saw through the bullshit. They saw through the lies of the Trumpian-like male character here, who sought to spread falsehoods against you, who sought to unjustly defile your name, etc. This man despises you. He does not like you at all. This individual truly hates you. And it's of no fault of your own. So any lost sleep you have over it, it's pathetic. There's no need to have it. It makes no sense. If we saw the 9 of Swords later, I would probably piss myself laughing. But we come over here, and we see, dear God, has he had a taste of his own medicine? Has he been reprimanded for his unjust assaults against you? It would appear so. Now let's see what else the deck has in store for us. Ah, the 5 of Swords, upright. Fantastic. So you see we have an individual here holding on to swords, smirking, while 2 other individuals walk away. Now we have 2 ways we can go here. First of all, the swords represent the spoken word. They represent lies, truth, in this case certainly lies, though there's the potential for truth. Now what do I mean by that, Green Aventurine? Truly, this could represent yourself or this individual who does not like you, this person, this group, these people who despise you. Now what do I mean by that? The swords can represent truth, or they can represent lies. Either this person doubles down on their attack on you and increases the vitriol, increases the hatred, increases the lies, their frequency, their audacity, their size. They double down and they hit. If they're calling you a lazy worker before, now they're calling you a lazy, stupid worker. It's vile, but what do you expect? What do you expect of a cornered rat? That's what we see here. Or, depending on what the next 3 cards indicate, this could very, very well mean that you are getting away with the truth revealed. You are collecting the lies of the individual, collecting the swords, and sending his lies, sending his misinformation packing, as it represents by the two figures walking away. That is exactly what it could mean. So there's the split possibility here. Now let's see what the rest of the deck entails for us, and we can begin to make our decision, formulate what the future holds for you with this individual who hates you. Well, here we are. Yet another card representing authority, representing domination, representing material wealth. Another Trumpian card, though in this case prior I had stated that it's likely this individual has some sort of monetary power over you. I had the feeling that this was maybe a boss. And here we have the boss himself, the King of Pentacles. Look at that greedy bastard right there. Look at that shiny coin he's got right there. He's hoarding it. He's keeping it all from you, not giving you a dime. Or he certainly doesn't want to. And it's not justified. You're a hard worker. You do what you're told. You excel in your field. So for you to be paid, say, less than a similar man who does the equivalent work as you, or perhaps even less, for you to receive less out of the wage gap, perhaps it's because this individual despises your sex, your gender so much, the fact that you're a woman, he can't bear to pay you the right amount. He holds the coins, he holds the gold, he holds your paycheck, etc. That's all that can be said about this card in the moment. We still have two cards to draw, and we're going to see which split path the Five of Swords leads us down, and how the monetary control this individual has over you impacts your future. Oh boy, the One of Swords. So it would appear that you are going to be taking the Sword of Truth and striking down the lies of he who holds power over you, that false king, in this case the boss, this individual who hates you. It would appear that you yourself are running the sword of your truth, of the truth in this case, through his crown, his emblematic of power, his representation of power. It's a very phallic energy here, of course, with the sword. You are taking this power, taking charge, and taking this action right to him or to those individuals who can help right your wrong. So let's see what the final card in our draw is. We're going to need to see what the last energy is, the last emblematic representation, before I can fully read the energies before me and see what your future holds with this individual. Ooh, okay. We have the Chariot upright. I can certainly say we have either you departing swiftly or this individual departing swiftly. Now, let's examine the Chariot. We have a rider. Forget about their gender for a moment. We have two options here. We have two sphinxes. We have the light, the dark, the good, the bad, yin, yang, etc. Just the duality of life. Nothing more. There is no technical representation there, rather than two options, and that's what we see here. Remember, we spoke of the two options earlier in the Five of Swords, and that's coming back to reflect here in the Chariot. Only now we're receiving the information on what exactly is going to happen, what exactly is going to occur. So there's two possibilities here, but both work in your favor, because both are just, and that's emblematic by both the Ace of Swords here, the One of Swords, as well as the King of Pentacles. Now, what do you mean, Spencer? What are you saying? So, what is the Chariot? The Chariot is mobile. The Chariot is a vehicle. You get in the Chariot and you're pulled, in this case by the Sphinxes, and you go somewhere. So, what can this represent? This likely represents to me your boss, this individual who hates you, this person who despises you. They are going to be taking a swift departure. They're going to be leaving. That's likely why the Chariot driver is, of course, male, and this boss is, of course, male, and he's going to be sent packing. He's going to be taking off. Now, whether justice is done here and he's fired or demoted for his blatant sexism, for his blatant aggression, as unjustified aggression towards you, I don't know. Tarot has not explained that to us. Were I to see the King of Pentacles reversed, upside down, I would say without a doubt that this individual is going to lose their job. But unfortunately, it doesn't appear to be that justice will be done. Unless, of course, we look at the Ace of Swords here and we see this action as the swift culling, the cutting motion, the chopping block motion, and this individual is let go or laid off, downsizing at the company, etc. And the Chariot indicates his swift departure. Now, we know the Chariot indicates swift leaving. It could also indicate you leaving for greener pastures. Tarot, with the 9-card spread, it has not been so direct, unfortunately, this time. However, I would put all my money on the fact that this individual will be leaving shortly, will be leaving swiftly. That is certainly what this reading is indicating about this individual who truly, truly hates you. The vitriol displayed here in the first tiers, it's palpable. I can feel it even now, this black energy, this dark energy, this undeserved energy. Think perhaps a 8 life path Leo, just unrestrained, unrestricted ego bearing down upon you continually. Maybe a 1 life path Taurus, just truly, truly immeasurable energy of disgust and hatred bearing down upon you. If you like this reading, please give it a like and subscribe. Please check out that link below. Again, remember the 3-card mini spread. You can go to tarotacademy.net, speak with one of our students. If you give us your birthday and you choose 3 cards in the chat, we will email you a free birth chart reading as well as your free tarot mini reading. Again, that like and subscribe, guys, it helps so much. And please comment down below if you want to see us do picker cards on specific topics. Just let us know. Just type, hey, I want this answered. I want to know about career spread or COVID, whatever you want to do. Just click down below. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm Spencer with Tarot Academy. Remember right here? Yeah, the 10 of Wands reversed. Hard work card? No hard work card. This card here, they believe that they are entitled to it and it should just arrive to them right away. And then what was the... Hi, Pink Quartz, pile number 2. I'm looking forward to doing your reading here today. The energy I get from the Pink Quartz is, the Rose Quartz technically, is always so lovely. It's a very, very uplifting, deeply spiritual energy. So today we're going to be doing a simple 9-card spread reading. That's 9 cards. 9 is, of course, the number of completion in numerology, and we will be incorporating reversals, because if you don't incorporate reversals, in my opinion, it's not an honest reading. And if you don't mess shuffle, how do you know you're getting an honest pick-a-card reading? Think about it for even a moment. How many of these readers put forward a deck that tells you something that's only positive, and everything about it is only positive, when perhaps the universe wants you to hear a negative aspect so you can avoid what is to come? Now, I'm hoping to share with you today the solution to avoiding the individual that may or may not despise you for a just reason. Certainly with Green Aventurine, whose reading I just completed, the reasoning was entirely unjust. It was just based in ancient tradition, ancient Pisces level thinking, a very, very sexist and completely unjustified hatred. Truly, truly a revolting incident. Now let's see what your first card is. Well, the Devil, upright. And again, I'm reading from my perspective when I draw and then turning it around for you. Now, the Devil. This is a fascinating card. So obviously, someone despises their dependence on you, despises what they get from you, despises perhaps why you drag them down. I believe that they see you as the demon holding them back. Perhaps they feel as though they can accomplish something great, but if only you, who is represented here by the Devil, were not holding them, represented by the chains here. This could be a man or a woman who despises you. They see you, here's you, the Devil. Look at you, look how handsome you are. Look at that big goat. Damn, look at those ears. You got some fire there and a torch. I mean, you got your Baphomet symbol. You got a big old crown star with some evil wings. I mean, look at your abs, too. I don't know what your gender is. You're probably female, but you've got some real abs. No breasts. You're flat. You're flat as a pancake. 2 little mosquito bites there. No noticeable genitalia, but you do have eagle claws, which quite frankly is probably better than genitalia in my opinion. Nice hairy legs too, looks like you haven't shaved those forever. Now, you are without a doubt the devil. This individual who hates you could be male or female, but their hatred is so far unjustified because look at how loose the shackles are. Look at how loose the chains are. They're perceived chains. They could easily cast them off, but they don't want to. You provide them a source of pleasure that they do not want to let go. Quite fascinating. Perhaps they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them, so instead they'll just piss all over the place and hope you clean it up. Sort of like a cat. Oh boy. The Four of Wands reversed. Fascinating. So it would appear, remember earlier I spoke literally 2 seconds ago. I told you that they wanted to cast off the shackles, but they really weren't going to. Well, here I was preempting the next draw, because guess what? Upright, the Four of Wands is the card of celebration, the card of reunion, friendship, marriage, happiness. Two people joined together in unison, in happy circumstance. Pleasure from the company of more than one. Reversed, however, this is the card of divorce, of disgust. Remember this whole reading. What do they hate about you? Why do they hate you? That's what this card is embalming here. That's what this card is representing. It's emblematic of the very question I have based this damned reading off of. So, dear God, we see a split impending. They're getting ready to serve you some divorce papers here. They want to end this relationship. They want to end this friendship. They're sick and tired of it. It's probably unjustified based on your representation as the devil. Oh, God. However, we don't know when they're going to take this action. We don't know when. This is a 4 card, of course, so if you were to look at it from the perspective of numerology, we could see this occurring in 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, not 4 years, certainly. Tarot is never really emblematic of years in the minor arcana suites, as this one is. Let's see what your third card has to say. Oh boy. Alright, so this is interesting. We have the High Priestess upright. Now, she represents secrets. She represents duality. Remember, she's number 2 in numerology. Number 2 in the major arcana represents male energy, female energy. What did we see earlier here in the Devil? Male and female energy. That's what we saw earlier. So again, this High Priestess, further reinforcing that. 2 pillars, one white, one black. Male energy, female energy, light, dark, emotion, logic, etc., etc. Now the High Priestess, of course, she is the card of secrets. She bears a secret. So what secret is she warning us of right now? This individual, again, they despise you. They see you as the devil. Why? Why do they see you as the devil? Do they believe that you're holding them back in some sort of personal, professional, or relationship context? Is it possible that they see you as someone holding them back from realizing their quote-unquote full potential? Typically, when someone has this mentality, they're not really going to amount to much, and you likely are not the problem, despite how handsome you are, represented by the devil. I mean, if you had to be Satan, like, you're looking pretty good. I mean, you're looking like a handsome guy, handsome woman. I mean, I don't even know what gender you are as the devil. You got bloody eagle's feet. Who cares? Now the High Priestess. Holy shoot. Holy shoot. It's interesting. We have 3 cards here and a lot of impact already. If I was doing a free 3-card mini reading, which if you want one as well as a free birth chart, you can visit tarotacademy.net. The link is down below in the description. Speak with one of our students in the live chat. Just let them know your birthday and pick 3 cards in the chat. We'll email or text you that reading right away. Totally free. Totally free. And you could hit that like and subscribe button if you want. Maybe that's the secret the High Priestess wants. She wants you to hit that like and subscribe. But in all seriousness, let's see what she really wants to reveal. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. All right. So, the Ten of Wands reversed. Now, this is some pretty heavy. Remember earlier where I just told you that we're talking about them not realizing their full potential and blaming it on you, laying at your feet their idea of failure. And again, what do we have here? We have two individuals laying at the feet of the devil. Remember, you are the devil. The individual or individuals in question lay at your feet. Here we go again, Tarot. Here we go again. I'm perceiving exactly what's coming next. I've been reading for so damn long now, I can tell you what's bloody well coming next. I just spoke of the High Priestess and her message of hard work, her message of these individuals not feeling like they're going to get as far ahead in life and it's your fault. And here we go. The Ten of Wands reversed. Let's look at it upright. Look how hard this individual is working. Forget about their gender, it's not relevant. Just as a person, look how hard they're working. They're trying to wrestle 10 wands. Can you imagine trying to lift 10 sticks or 10 trees of this size and move them around? It's going to be extremely heavy. And look at the distance he has to go. Look at the town in the background, the forest over here. Undoubtedly, he has to go quite a ways to move all of this stuff. Now, if these were 10 cinnamon sticks from like Pure One Imports or Whole Foods, that wouldn't be a big deal, but it's not. These are big, gigantic, heavy sticks, heavy wands, indicative of heavy work, typically heavy spiritual work. But remember, the High Priestess can invert meanings, and as a result, they believe that you are preventing them from the work necessary to reach their full potential. They don't understand the scope of the work because let's be real, they're not too bright in this particular situation. They're being led astray. Remember, they're so blinded by their vision of you as the devil that they have no idea. They're just ignorant. They're blindly ignorant. So again, I've told you twice now what this means. Once when I preempted this meaning with the High Priestess, and now we're going to see a further reinforcement of this with the next card. Yep, there we go. Okay, so again, you read tarot for as long as I have, you become precognizant. Here we go. The Page of Swords reversed. Take the Ten of Wands reversed and look at it from not the perspective of labor, but the biting perspective of the development of youth, the lack of eloquence this individual embodies. Remember, they literally see you as Satan. I mean, how smart are these people? I was just telling you they're not that bright. Here we go. Let's examine it from upright perspective. We have a young man. Remember, gender doesn't necessarily matter, although this one is a little bit androgynous. Look at that long flowing hair. Now, I myself have long flowing hair and I'm quite heteromasculine, so it doesn't necessarily bother me. I mean, I think this is probably the best looking card in the deck, maybe next to the Hermit because I'm a 9 life path. But dating myself aside here, we have a young man, a young individual. Remember, gender doesn't matter. This is a sword suite. You see the sword there. The sword is representative of the tongue, the word, the spoken word, the verbal lies, truth, verbal truth, rumor, acknowledgement, etc. And it was reversed. Quite perverted, isn't it? Quite perverted. Almost makes you want to pack it in, just go home, say forget about it. I'm done forever. Truly, I'm going to move all this shit up. My apologies. I am still getting used to this damned summer heat, which is what I choose to blame everything on. I could blame you, though. You're probably the reason why. You're the devil. You're the reason why. This individual hates you because they're effectively a child. I mean, they refuse to use their words. That's what the Page of Swords represents. They're effectively just lashing out at you. It's, I mean, not only is it pathetic, it's sad, is what it is, but dear God, I could not imagine being so insecure, so sad in everything about myself that I would simply lash out. I mean, I know we live in an era where a president tweets out insults at everyone who simply crosses his mind, but I don't really know what to tell you. Anyway, let's draw the next card here because we're effectively bringing forth the emotions of a small child. This man is likely, and it could actually be a female or a feminine male, given the reflection of both gender archetypes here in the devil. So it is quite open, but when I see such childish behavior without ends, I tend to attribute it to men. when men, particularly younger ones, act in such emotional, trivial manners, they often don't accomplish anything. Unlike women who know exactly how to manipulate emotions, how to view things in such a solipsistic way that they can manipulate the circumstance of the situation in their favor, as opposed to this man who is likely childlike and thinks that by entering into this relationship with you somehow you have stunted his growth. Even though truly, I mean, how much growth was he going to do? Probably not much, as indicated by the Ten of Wands. Certainly not with the Page of Swords either. Oh, yeah, there we go again. Remember, I just spoke on achievement and persistence, getting ahead, their perceived worth, their perceived value. And look what the Six of Pentacles comes to reinforce everything I just said. It's truly perverted how I've become so adept at basically interpreting what's to come next and further reinforcing my existing interpretations here. The High Priestess, she's basically telling us that, look, you gotta look at it for what it is. It's not pretty, it's not nice, it's not fun, but this person's just being a little bitch. They're just being a little pussy. They are looking at their own failures. They're doing some heavy self-introspection here. Superficial, but still heavy self-introspection. They look at themselves in the mirror and they see what they could become. They see themselves as the figure in red here, the wealthy man giving to the poor, the rich but generous, because don't we all say if we won the lottery tomorrow or if we had Jeff Bezos' wealth, that we would just give it away. That's what they see. They are falsely altruistic. Remember, the High Priestess here, she is the card of secrets, the card of reversals, the card of truths, lies, deception. We have here this individual who deceives himself into thinking that without your intervention, without your presence, without you chaining him down, chaining her down, chaining them down, if they could just break those bonds, get rid of you, that's why they hate you, you're the devil, they could become this figure. Wealthy, important, self-important, very important to mention self-importance. This person's ego is entirely undeserved and greatly inflated. It's truly disgusting. It's actually vomit-worthy. There we are. The Knight of Wands. They want everything, and they believe it's going to come fast because they think they deserve it if only they can get away from you. If only they can break those bonds, break those shackles, they can become what they envision themselves to be in the Six of Pentacles. And they believe that they don't actually need to work for it. Remember right here? Remember right here? Yeah, the Ten of Wands reversed. Hard work card? No hard work card. This card here, they believe that they are entitled to it and it should just arrive to them right away. And then what was the first wand card we drew? The Four of Wands, the divorce card, the breakup card, the end of the relationship card. They're thinking to themselves, if I can get rid of this person, if I can get them out of my life, I can move on. I can improve myself. Everything I want will come to me that much faster, that much quicker. If I just get rid of this damned person who's in my way. You are in their way. That's what they perceive. They think everything's going to come to them swift. That's what the horse symbolizes. The Knight cards are fast cards. The Knight of Wands, very fast card. They believe they'll blow through that work and they'll become who they want to be right away. If only they can get rid of you. What's it like to be the devil? What's it like to have those awesome claw feet? I mean, what's it like to have that amazing beard? Forget about your gender. I mean, if you're a woman, now's your chance to have a full-blown beard because you're Satan in this person's eyes. Remember what I just said? The Seven of Cups. Upright. We still have one more card to draw here, so I can't even imagine what the deck's... Well, I can. I do know. But I can't even imagine what the deck's going to spit up. We've been further reinforcing the indecision, the childlike manner in which this person conducts themselves. I don't want to equate it to ADHD because that's an insult to people with attention hyperdeficiency disorder. It's just that's truly an insult to them. But this person, they literally see the world. They see the world out there for them. Notice how this person, look, we have a cup. Cup with a dragon representing power. Cup with a wreath representing glory, achievement, fame. A cup with jewels and treasure representing wealth. A cup with a castle on a mountain representing property. A cup with a woman in it representing sex, representing desire. And finally, the veiled cup with the silk kerchief on it representing the unknown. As well, of course, as this little cup that's kind of hidden in the background with the snake representing the devil, which, by the way, is you. You are the devil. Don't ever forget that you are Satan, especially in this reading. I can't stress that enough, that you are just wicked to this person. But look at that sense of wonder, of desire on their face. My God. Look at the lust. Look at the lust, particularly towards fame and glory, as well as wealth. They can't decide which one they want more, and how bad you're in their way. You are if they could just get you out of the way, they could have it all. It could all be theirs. They could have it all. But you're in their way. You're in their way. You are preventing them from their glory. If their ticket to victory, if their ticket to success was winning the lottery, all they had to do was go to 7-Eleven, buy a ticket, and say, oh my God, I won the lottery, I won the lottery, I won the lottery. If that's all they needed to do, you're preventing them from doing that and spending $10 on a Powerball. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. That's how they see you. Truly a repulsive individual, this person who despises you so. And they might be your best damn friend. You've got no bloody idea how much they hate you. But it's coming to light, and it's coming to light quickly. Remember how I said the next card was only further going to reinforce everything stated before? Get ready for conflict. The 5 of Wands. Holy hell. Here we go. 5 of Wands. Conflict. Destruction. The end of this relationship. And guess what this person is doing as a parting gift to you? They are bringing other people into it. There are 5 individuals depicted here, all battling with the wands. These people, they're not leaving it alone. This individual is going to cause absolute chaos amongst your office, your family, your friend group, wherever they permeate in your life. They're going to be doing the opposite of what they should be. They're going to become a force of destruction, a force of chaos. It's truly, truly, truly not going to be well. But in their mind, remember, it's entirely justified, because not only are you the devil, not only are you Satan, but you're holding them back for everything. They think that you want them to be a failure, you don't want them to be successful, and they're going to tell themselves any lie. Remember, the High Priestess told us this. She said that they're going to tell themselves any lie. Remember, the Page of Wands reversed, a card of lies. They're going to tell themselves any lie to justify their false image of success, their false image of minimal work, of multiple choices, of having it all. They're going to tell them whatever. They're going to tell themselves whatever they need to. Truly disgusting people. Truly disgusting people. If I were you, I would go grab that 3-card mini reading as well as that free birth chart reading down below. It could very well help you to understand how this individual is going to attack you and what you can do to prevent that. Remember, it's completely free. The link is down below. Just chat with one of our students at the link. Please like and subscribe, and please let us know down in the comment section what pick-a-card readings you want to come next. This was a request. Why do they hate me? What do they hate about me? This was a request. We do reader requests. I love to do readings for you guys. Please let me know. I'm Spencer with Tarot Academy. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys. Enjoy your day. And you see their machinations. You see why they hate you and what they plot against you. And you are going to know how to counter it. Pile number 3, red jasper. Anger. Anger. That's what I see when I look upon the stone in the context of this reading. Why do they hate you? Why do they despise you? What do they hate about you? Is it justified? With green aventurine and pink quartz, it certainly was not justified. Let's see about you. Let's see what you have to say. We'll be doing a simple 9-card spread. 9 in numerology is the number of completion, so it would make sense that we employ this spread. We will be incorporating reversals, as you can tell by the mess shuffle. If you have a reading done, especially if you pay for one, you must always make sure the individual reader employs mess shuffle. Otherwise, it really isn't genuine. How many other people on YouTube, other readers, simply take decks and stack them off camera with cards favorable to their reading? Remember, you have to have the negative aspect of things so you know what to avoid. This is a prediction of the future. Do you want just the positives of the future so you can embrace them? Or do you also want the negatives so you can avoid them and make the entire future positive? Make everything to come exactly what you want. That's the question you have to ask yourself. Do you want to be lied to, or do you want the truth? We're going to give you the truth. We're going to see what the truth of the cards is right now. Take the 9. Get rid of these. And let's see, Red Jasper, why you're hated by this person in question. Ooh, okay, the 7 of Wands. Upright, of course. And remember, I'm drawing from my perspective and flipping it for you. The meaning of the card still stays the same. The 7 of Wands upright. We see an individual here bearing one stick, thrashing away at others. Remember, gender has no bearing in tarot. I'm merely reflecting what is on the card. So, this individual likely thinks that you're turning everyone else against them. And so they're using what little ability they have to lash out and deflect against what you have said about them, what others have said about them, or what others now believe about them because of what you have said, what you have implied, or the actions that you have taken. So this individual might or may or may not be justified in their disgust of you. You could very well be at fault here. Let's see what the remainder of the cards have to say. But quite frankly, I am feeling a bit of guilt, a bit of understanding of your rage, perhaps your guilt. Perhaps they hate you for a reason, Red Jasper. Maybe you've done something without even realizing it. And that's why. Very interesting. I'm not going to speculate further. Let's continue on with our reading. Well, okay. Tell me, Red Jasper, did you have an excellent relationship with this person at one time? Were you guys friends? Were you the best of friends, perhaps? Maybe even lovers? The 10 of Cups is a very powerful, positive card. This is often indicative of a happiness, a happy family, joy, as you can see by the rainbow there. And the cups there, the cups are the suite of emotion, the suite of happiness, the suite of positivity. If this was reversed, I would say that it's truly a chaotic situation, but either there is something great to come, or perhaps something negative being resolved. It's very, very, very difficult to say. Very difficult to say. Interesting. I often don't see these two cards aligned. Let's see what the third card has to say. Interesting. The 8 of Cups, upright. So what do we have here? We have an individual embarking on a solitary journey at night. He has counted all his emotions. Notice how the cups are stacked there? He has evaluated his mental state. He has done his self-introspection. And remember, I say him, I'm merely reflecting the illustration, not gender-specific. He has embraced the feminine side, looked at the emotions surrounding him, looked at what is judging him, and decided to set out at night. Now, why at night? That's very important. The moon is solitary energy. It's negative energy. The moon takes energy. The sun gives life, gives energy. The moon takes energy. Remember, there is balance in all things. The solstices, the seasons, the poles, there is balance. Very interesting. This is quite a powerful card, so we're going to leave it off for now. I'm not going to go so in-depth into it yet. We have to continue to expand upon the rest of the reading. before we truly unveil the meaning of the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Cups. Two very powerful cards conjoined together. It would appear that perhaps what you have said has caused them strife, caused them hardship, and as a result, they've lashed out at you. They've decided that you are the problem, you are the cause of their problems. Though perhaps over here he looks at what you have going on, your situation, your scenario. He sees perfection, he sees happiness, and he's jealous of that. And as a result, he evaluates his emotional state. He evaluates what is on the table, what he knows, as indicated here by the stacked emotion, the reflection of the cups. And he embarks on a solitary inner journey. Think astral travel, astral projection, perhaps a soul trip, some sort of self inner journey to see what he needs to do, what they need to do for their future. Now, it's interesting, this is quite a powerful reflection from mere 3-card reading. If this was a mini reading I was doing for someone, this would be very, very heavy, almost to the point where I wouldn't necessarily want to present it to someone. But if you want a free 3-card mini reading, you can click the link down below. You can speak with one of our students there, and if you give your birthday as well, we'll give you a free birth chart reading. Understanding yourself, understanding your chart, as well as the 3-card mini reading, might give you greater clarity into the further reading and why this individual hates you so much. Also, if you're liking it so far, just hit that like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, oh god, 6 of Wands, 6 of Wands. This individual is of the belief that you are either delaying their glory, delaying the glory of the reward of an achievement, the reward of hard work. Let us look at it upright. We see a man on a horse bearing a laurel crown and a wreath upon the wand. The wands are indicative often of work, the horse is indicative of speed, and the laurel wreath is indicative of celebration, recognition, good work, etc. So you reverse these things, what do you have? First of all, it's slow, because if you've ever seen a horse upside down, not going very fast, is it? Then, of course, you have the crown reversed, which would indicate lost glory. The wands reversed, indicating lost work, no recognition for that work. This person does not like you because they believe that you are taking something that belongs to them, whether it's their speed, their movement, their freedom, the glory, recognition, perhaps fame, popularity, or their work. Something to do, perhaps you're excelling and stealing their limelight, stealing their promotion, you're taking something from them that they hold very, very, very dear. And it may not be intentional, perhaps you don't know this is the case. But perhaps you do know. Perhaps you're more of a pit viper than we realize. And that's why you were drawn to the red jasper. You saw something that looked like blood, you smelled it in the water, and being the great white shark you are, you decided to pounce and take pile number 3, red jasper. Simply because you're so thirsty for blood, you'd think you were Edward Cullen. What else do we have? Speaking of lack of travel, lack of freedom, and the vampiric element, here we have the 6 of Swords. Now, typically in another context, this card would be indicative of a lack of water travel, a lack of any travel, but due to the quarantines, COVIDs, etc., nobody's really traveling anyways, so it's not necessarily a relevant concern. We are actually going to pin this one because it could have a very heavy meaning. That's the energy I'm getting from this in the moment. We're going to pin it and revert back to it momentarily. We have 4 more cards left to draw. So far, quite an interesting reading. I'm not entirely thrilled by both your actions as well as the reaction of others. The other person involved, this person who despises you. I'm proud of them for doing that self-introspection and reflection here in the 8 of Cups. But their burning envy of your ideal situation right now, regardless of the context, and their idea that you are somehow taking so much from them. And again, that's further exemplified here. I mean, they're under the impression you're taking a lot from them. We're going to have an interesting interpretation. What's to come here? Okay, the Knight of Cups. So, rapid fire emotions. An upright horse, extraordinarily fast. The cup, the suite of emotion, very fast. Look at this knight. This knight just looks fast. Look at the way the wings are on his helmet. This is the fastest card in the suite of knights. Save perhaps the Knight of Swords, who in many contexts is faster. But there is going to be a swift delivery of emotion here. An emotion is going to hit this individual particularly hard, and as a result, they're not necessarily going to know what to do. They may or may not lash out. The context is yet to be determined. We still have 3 cards left to draw. But, I would say that next to the 6 of Swords here, this person isn't really thinking very hard. They're not in their right mind. They're not thinking in the best manner, in the best way possible. And it is sort of reflecting here in the reflection of the Wands, or pardon me, the Knight of Cups. I would not be thrilled with this personally. Ugh, gross. Gross, gross, gross. The One of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Absolutely savage. Reversed, unfortunately. They're coming for your crown. They see you in a lofty position, and they want to strike you down. Their hand holds the sword that is driven through your crown. Remember, what did we have here? The Ten of Cups. They saw you. They saw your perfect life. They saw you, what they perceive to be your perfect life. You could have the worst life in the damn world. Everything about your life could suck. But in the eyes of this individual, everything is perfect, and they want to take that sword and strike it down. They want to destroy what they perceive as something that should be theirs and is unjustly yours. That's what they want from you. Not too happy with that action. I should hope that the cards are going to reveal some sort of way for you to prevent this. Some sort of action you can take to stop them from succeeding in taking away what might not be the greatest thing, but is certainly better than what they have. They want to bring you down to their level, and their level is not fun. Remember again, I had just said that perhaps the deck will reveal something, some way to perceive, some way for you to perceive their machinations, their plot against you. Now, when you've been reading tarot for as long as I have, you begin to preempt the deck because I have a connection with it, as any of our readers at Tarot Academy, any of our students or alumni do. But here we are again, the 3 of Wands. Here's you. That's you. Peering through a prison out into the valley below. Do you see there? You see the pyramids, you see the desert, the sky in the background. You see the wands, 3 wands. And notice where the individual stands, there is no wand blocking his view. You see clearly. You see out into the valley, into the vast expanse. You know exactly what you're doing, and you see their machinations. You see why they hate you and what they plot against you, and you are going to know how to counter it. Remember, you can see the danger coming. Now all you need to do is act. You are standing in the road, you see that car coming towards you at 100 miles an hour, you have time to react. You still have a mile. They'll cover it quickly, but you can still jump out of the way. A car is not that big of an object to dodge, and the street is relatively wide. That's what you're looking at right here. So, let's draw your final card, and let's see how the fates have aligned, and what Lady Fortuna wants to reveal to you, so we can see exactly what must be done. Well, it would appear that killing them with kindness, or the manipulation of their emotion. Remember, I had mocked you earlier for your love of blood. Now, that was a bit of a joke, but there is some truth to it. The Ace of Cups, the One of Cups. Look at that. What you're going to want to do is sit down with this person, have a discussion, and inform them that their life is not perfect, but neither is yours. You're going to want to wear your heart on your sleeve. Wear it right on your naked wrist. You see, we have your hand here, holding your emotion aloft, followed by the dove of peace, with, of course, the Holy Spirit, the small cookie you receive in church, the body of Christ, emphasized there. You see the calm waters below, the lily pads representing serenity, the holy light emanating from the display of emotion, the relatively peaceful clouds. Looks like there could be some elements of the storm in there, but it is receding, giving way to the calm white cloud. You're going to want to kill them with kindness, kill them with love. That's what you're going to want to do. This is telling you that, hey, this is not the time for the sword element. This is not the time for the pentacle element. You're not buying anybody off. You're not attacking anybody verbally. You're not tweeting at them in the middle of the night like you're President Trump and Kim Jong-un. You're not doing any of this action. Instead, you're simply opening up your heart chakra, and informing this individual that, hey, my life isn't perfect. Neither is yours. This is why. And the dove of peace says that this person is going to understand, and their hatred for you is going to just disappear. It's going to dissipate right away, and perhaps you can become friends again. That's the possibility we have here. If you enjoyed your reading, please hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Comment down below as well what pick a card readings you want to see. I love reading for you guys. I enjoy it so much. Please hit that like and subscribe again. It helps out so much. And if you want that free 3 pick a card reading as well as the free birth chart, link down below. Chat with one of our students and alumni. Thank you so much, guys. Have a fantastic day. Many people are afraid when they see death drawn. I am never paranoid when I see this. This usually means the death of an existing order, an established system, etc. Welcome, Black Onyx. Last but certainly not least, pile number 4. Let's hope that this reading is not as dark and depressing as the blackness and the depths of your soul, as indicated by your choice in Black Onyx. Now, of course, I'm kidding. I know you're probably not a demon. If you are, just like and subscribe already, because I don't know what the hell a demon would be watching YouTube. Now, we're going to be doing a simple 9-card spread. 9 in numerology is the number of completion. So it would make sense that we use that card when looking at the reason why someone might hate you. Start to finish. Why do they despise you? What do they not like about you? How have you hurt them? What have you done to them? Perhaps you looked at them the wrong way. Maybe you failed to compliment that fuchsia blouse they were wearing that did not suit their complexion. There's a multitude of things that we could look at here. But you see, we'll be incorporating reversals as indicated by the mesh shuffle. If you get a private reading, or someone you know you watch a reading that doesn't incorporate mesh shuffle or reversals, I would be quite concerned about that, particularly with all these pick-a-card readings now. If you don't see them shuffle in front of you, is it genuine, or have they salted the deck with cards that suit a reading which they scripted prior? We have no script here, obviously. Let's see what your first card is, pile number 4, Black Onyx. I do hope that it is insightful and not too harsh. I'm not exactly a fan of conflict. Well, okay. The star reversed. I will be drawing, and I interpret them as they reflect on me, and then I turn them around for you. The meaning, however, is the same. The star reversed. So what does this indicate? If this were upright, I would say you're replacing an old belief system with a new one, and it will guide you down a proper path. However, reversed, I would say that there is going to be a new way of doing things, and as a result, perhaps this person's dislike of you is justified. Maybe you are their manager, maybe you are their parent. If you're in a relationship, regardless of if you're male or female, perhaps you are the dominant one. And as a result of this change, as a result of this replacement of the old way of doing things, remember, one jug, a new jug is taken from the lake or poured out, this old information, and this new information in the back sits in this other jug, or vice versa. It really doesn't matter. But we need to examine the most important part of this card, which you might think a bit strange, but it's actually the breasts. You see the nudity on this card. It depicts the truth being laid bare. This woman here, as characterized, she has no qualms about bearing her breasts. And if you are American, perhaps that is a big deal, but elsewhere in the world, nobody cares. They're just breasts. So, reversed, we see the truth being laid bare like this individual's naked chest here. What exactly this means for your relationship with this person, how they perceive you, I am uncertain in the moment. It is difficult to interpret the star as the sole energy for the entire reading. A particularly challenging card, number 17 in the Major Arcana. You'll notice 17, 1 plus 7 equals 8. 8 in numerology is karma. 8, the infinity. Remember, what goes around comes around. Continual looping. Let's see what the second card has to offer. Ooh, okay. Death. 13, the number of the matrix. Death, death, death. Death upright, at that matter. Now, are you going to die? Is someone else going to die? Unlikely. Remember, I just spoke of the old ways, the changing of how things are done, changing of situations. This could indicate the death of the old ways, the final death. Things will never go back to normal. It certainly seems that in the era of COVID, things will never go back to normal. But we do see a bright light in the future. There is hope, as indicated here, behind death. He who shows up on a pale horse, he who hath ridden on a pale horse. Death views everyone equally, the king dead on the ground, the pope, the hierophant there, the queen, the child. Death comes for all, regardless of material rank and station. And might I say, look at that horse. Have you ever seen a more evil horse? It looks like he just smoked 3 pounds of marijuana and took some cocaine on his upper lip. My God. And then, of course, death is handsome as ever. But, dear Lord, we have the death of the established order, the death of the existing order, which again, emblematic of the emperor lying dead on the ground there. The old ways of doing things, the rigid structure of systems. There's going to be a change here, and you are going to be instrumental in this change, and that is why this individual likely despises you so much. Perhaps there's been a shuffle, maybe you've made a sibling or a child change rooms, perhaps you've had to reshuffle someone in the office, perhaps you fired someone, maybe you are an extraordinarily successful corporate CEO or you own your own small business. But regardless, this individual despises you. And they despise you because they feel as though you've taken away their choice. Even if they had the illusion of a multitude of choice, a multitude of options, they feel as though you've taken it away. And that is reflected by the 7 of Cups reversed. Look at what we have before us here in the 7 of Cups. We have a cup bearing the devil, a cup bearing evil, the emotion of evil, a cup bearing a mystical handkerchief, the cup bearing the unknown, a cup bearing a woman's head, desire, lust, material possession, cup bearing jewels, wealth, desire, material possession, the pentacle, the cup bearing the wreath, glory, fame, vanity, cup bearing a mountain with a home on it, property, the wealth of the earth, the physical tenets, the holdings, and a cup with a dragon, representing the ego, the unknown, a little bit of mystery, but mostly danger as well. And look at this person. Does this look like a particularly bright person? Look at the way their mouth is held agape, slack-jawed mouth breather. Disgusting. Reversed, what does this mean? This means this person is truly blaming you. They see it like, holy hell, I could have had the entire world. I could have had everything represented by the 7 of Cups. If this person, if you represented by the star, represented by change, represented by death, he who rides upon a pale horse, if you hadn't have changed things for him, for her, for them, things would have been better. Things would have been perfect in their life. And they bear this animosity, this grudge, this crushing black guilt. Their soul is blackened by their hatred of you. Truly, truly a bit of disgusting reading, but this would be a completion reading. I would call this a completion reading just off the first 3. Obviously, we have 6 more cards to draw, and things can be interpreted further. However, we do free 3-card mini readings. The link is in the description below. And if you give us your birth date too, we'll give you a free birth chart reading. Again, you go down on the link, you just click, you chat with one of our students, our alumni, and they will send you this information. I believe you should do this as it would give you a great leg up in the context of interpreting the rest of the spread and how you can avoid the damage and the fallout that this individual will attempt to levy upon you because of their hatred, because of the blackness that has taken over their soul. Also like and subscribe. But let's see what your fourth card... Oh, god damn it. They're working in the shadows against you. Look how hard they work against you. 8 of Pentacles. Remember what I spoke of earlier? Karma. 8. 8. Karma. Look how hard this individual works. He's a skilled craftsman. He works hard. He works hard for his money. This person believes that they worked hard for you too. And now they work hard in the dark against you. 8. Karma. Notice how reversed it's still 8. Again, the loops of karma. What a bitch this is. Their machinations are taking fruit. They're certainly taking hold. They're coming for you. They don't like that they've been wronged by you, either justly or unjustly. Quite frankly, I think you never intended to wrong them. You never intended to harm them. And if you did, well, perhaps there's a reason you chose black onyx. Perhaps it was speaking to your subconscious, to your astral soul, your astral self. Dear Lord. Ah, the 6 of Swords. Typically, this would indicate there is no travel by water. But this is also a hidden emotion card, a hidden sweet card, a hidden cup card. Look at the prominence of the water as displayed in this card, as well as the swords. Now, this could indicate hidden emotion, but quite frankly, we're going to pin it for now, because often when this card reveals itself, I have never, ever, ever in my entire career, years of reading tarot, years of private readings, I've never seen this card come in last. I have never done a 9-card completion spread where this is the 9th card, the card of completion. Not once have I ever seen that. And so we're going to pin it here. Typically it does arrive actually right about in the middle. And we'll interpret it in a moment. Oh boy. Speaking of 9-card spreads, the 9 of Swords reversed. Upright, this would be indicative of the Nightmare card. The card that prevents you from getting any sleep. The card that keeps you awake at night. Those demons visiting you in your dreams. Or perhaps a negative astral projection experience. This card could mean a multitude of things. However, reversed, it would indicate that perhaps you figured something out. You're not losing any sleep over this scenario, though it could indicate arrogance, it could indicate careless optimism. If you're a Sagittarius like myself, I too have made the mistake of being carelessly optimistic. Oh, it will all work itself out, I'm not going to worry. That is what the 9 of Swords reversed embodies. That character, that careless optimism of the Sagittarian mindset. Certainly not a good thing if you haven't figured it out. But remember, the 6 of Swords here, we shall see what she says. It is interesting that of the 3, 6, 9 trine, we have 6 and 9 already. Of course, 6 and 9 together, well, that's 15. But we're not going to get that in depth into it. I don't want to turn this into a numerology lesson. Speaking of numerology, the king of numbers, the king of wealth himself, the king of pentacles. So do you believe that your financial position, your wealth, or perhaps the wealth and financial position you have afforded this individual who now despises you, do you think that that's going to protect you? Do you feel as though that's going to keep you safe? Perhaps you're a wealthy individual. Perhaps you have some money in the bank. Perhaps this individual is wealthy and you feel that they should be grateful to you, or they're in a good financial position and you feel that they should owe you gratitude. But as we know, gratitude is seldom expressed, let alone deserved. Perhaps they feel that you actually owe them more, and that they despise you as a result. And the King of Pentacles here, he is a false moniker, a hidden idol, a very deceptive card in this moment. God only knows what machinations this person has, what they're working in the shadow, working in the dark against you. What are they bringing to wield against you? What spell, what potion are they conjuring up to employ in your destruction? These are dangerous questions, of course. And whatever it is, it's going to arrive swiftly, as indicated by the Chariot upright. This is the 8th card. Remember, we've had 8 as a recurring theme here. 8, karma. Karma is 8. This is the 8th card in the draw. So karma is going to arrive swiftly. Whether you are right or wrong, I don't know. I can't say. I don't know if your actions are justified. I don't know if your behavior is justified. I am merely interpreting the cards as I know them and as I know Spirit's will to be. Truly a dangerous scenario. And remember, it is fitting that we see the Chariot depicted in the 8th position, the karmic position. We have the white sphinx, the black sphinx, the female sphinx, the male sphinx, good, evil, light, darkness, yin, yang, good, bad, duality, karma, 8. Arrives swiftly upon a chariot. Terrifying. Truly, it is terrifying. Let's see what else we have in store here. Death. The true death card. A terrifying card, to be certain. Absolutely terrifying card. Many people are afraid when they see death drawn. I am never paranoid when I see this. This usually means the death of an existing order, an established system, etc. This is the true death card, the 10 of Swords. Without a doubt, one of the most terrifying cards in the deck. In my opinion, the most terrifying card in the deck. We see an individual dead on the field, cut to ribbons by 10 separate swords, 9 of which stick into him. 9 is the number of completion. Again, what I employ in this spread. What does this cloak depict? This is a red cloak, but it depicts blood. An alliteration, as they might say in the film world. Dark skies in the horizon. You can tell by the grass a wind is picking up, perhaps the winds of fate blowing, heralding the arrival of death himself on the pale white horse. Truly a terrifying reading. I don't exactly want to interpret the true ending of this, because this is merely a free reading on YouTube, and I don't like to put these ideas in people's minds, especially if you are merely watching a bunch of readings, if you are on a kick. So I'm going to leave this interpretation open-ended for yourself. If you'd like to book a private reading or learn more about tarot, get that free 3 mini-card reading and your free birth chart reading, there's a link in the description below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts, or if you want a specific pick a card reading. This was a request. I'm very happy to do requests. Again, I'm Spencer with Tarot Academy, and my apologies for failing to interpret the end here, but I do not wish to, and I reserve that right. I hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday.